Hey everybody, Dr. Wolf of Concierge Medical Services. If you haven't checked out our Facebook or our website, I urge you to check it out. The restrictions are lifted. All you got to do is scan this little QR code here. It'll take you to either our Facebook page or our website. Our website, it's up to me to run, and it's been a while since I've had to do coding or programming or any sorcery of the sort. So it's taking me a while. First page is up. You can make an appointment. You can get everything you need to get done. So you can get information about us. Now, I've been asked to do a segment on daily health. So what's important to be healthy? It's a good question. It varies for a lot of people. But the essentials, basically, we need to eat right. That's the first step. There's a saying, actually, from my days when I was in shape, that a six-pack of abs, which is I'm nowhere near, but six-pack abs are not made in the gym. They're made in the kitchen. You get abs in the kitchen, not the gym. So what that basically means is that I can go to the gym, I can work out, but if I'm not eating right, it's all for naught. I'm not going to get any results. So everything kind of starts with proper nutrition. So that means not going overboard, eating a lot of burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that. So what we need to do is eat our fruits, our vegetables, kind of balance our meats, a little bit of less of that, throw in some seafood. I would honestly recommend less dairy simply because of the ramifications of dairy. Switch to plant-based milk if that is an alternative where you are. You could do water. Water is extremely healthy. You can do juices. Those are also good options for you. So you have options for that. So we need to start with our food. So once you balance your food, now you need to know, okay, well, how many times a day should I eat? I would say 3 max, 2 at the minimum. You can do mono mealing, but that's really if you have a set goal of weight loss, which we won't get into now. But I do know a lot of guys are overweight, and that has to do with stress in our lives. That has to do with scheduling conflicts. Like, we don't really have that much time to eat, at least back in the U.S. We're always running around, work. And then we forget to take care of ourselves. So we need to make time for ourselves. We need to go to that annual checkup. I recommend every once a year going in and getting a full panel blood work. That'll kind of tell you, am I deficient in B12? Am I high on my cholesterol? What do I need to work with? Is there anything I need to be concerned about? How are my D3 levels? Is that contributing to, say, fatigue during the day? Because what we want is ultimately to be the best we can be. We can't do that without a couple things. First, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to eat right so that we can optimize where we are in life. After we do that, now we have to take the next step, because eating right is just the first part of the equation. Now we need to get out and we need to be active. We need to move a little bit more than we did yesterday. So if you can get out for a 5-minute walk and that's more than you did yesterday, good. Then the next day, go for 10, then go for 15, then go for 20. You want to be active at least an hour a day, which I know in the West is really hard to do because we really don't have that much time for ourselves. But really, we need to make time. We need to come up with something, even if it's like 20 minutes there, 30 minutes there. What I used to do is I used to make a game out of it. Every time I had to go to the bathroom, I would knock out 10 push-ups. And then every time I went to the bathroom, I'd have to knock out 50 push-ups. So it got to a point where I was doing at least 50 push-ups every time I had to use the bathroom. So I was drinking a lot of water. Needless to say, I was doing pretty good back then. That said, we try and shoot for at least 15,000 steps, and you can get a pedometer to measure this amount. You can get one at the store, usually a fitness store that specifically does that. I know a lot of iPhones do. I think some Androids do, but they're not that reliable. You could also download an app on your phone that is a pedometer. So it'll basically measure how many steps you've taken, and you put in some other information like your height, your weight, your age. It'll give you a rough estimate of how many calories you have burned. So that's very good. We need to start being more active than we were the previous day. So we mix proper nutrition with diet, and we're doing pretty well. The next step is reducing the amount of stress we have in our lives. That is another very important thing to do, because stress has a huge factor on the first step, which is eating. So if we're stressed out, we're more likely to seek comfort food. We're more likely to eat ice cream, or we're more likely to just have a burger because we're stressed and it makes us feel good. But it's not a good idea. So how do we combat stress? Well, you could meditate. You can work on sleep regimens. I highly recommend sleep regimens. For example, if it takes you 2-3 hours to fall asleep, try and go to bed a little bit earlier. That way, by the time you fall asleep, you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep. Because you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep to be a decent adult. It's very important. Can't get around it. You need it. Try and get it. So take care of your sleep, exercise, eat right, work on those portion controls, and you're going to be a damn good-looking person within a month or two. And if not, guess what? You're still going to feel a lot better than you do now. So that's all I really got for basic daily health tips. I can go more into depth later on, but I hope you enjoyed that, and stay healthy.